I'm not gonna lie. I'm extremely nervous. I feel like I could throw up right now. My calf is hurting. I have KT tape on there. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything. Today's goal is just to cross the finish line. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care if I have to walk. I don't care if I have to roll or crawl. I'm crossing that finish line today. Yeah. I am very nervous right now for this. I would be lying if I said I wasn't. All right, I believe that is it. I have my headphones, my phone. Oh my God.
What?
I don't have my fucking bib.
My name is Matt Hughes. Obviously, I do social media for a living right now. I have cerebral palsy. I'm an engineer. I have competed in 10 bodybuilding competitions. I'm currently training and going to be running in a marathon in a couple days. My first official marathon. I ran one on the track June 1st of 2025, less than 30 days out from getting on stage, which was miserable.
I don't have my fucking bib.
Oh, is it?
You do. Holy shit, bro. Oh my God, I almost had a heart attack.
Can you imagine? Way to go. It's first day of school.
I was a competitive tennis player. I traveled to Florida, played there during the summer. I would leave actually class to go play tournaments. So I think my intense athleticism focus came from there. But I have ADHD, and obviously with my cerebral palsy, I actually had, it's called convergence insufficiency. So I actually saw double. So all the way up until about 6th or 7th grade, I saw 2. For tennis, I got to a point where everyone else was starting to excel past me because I would see 2 tennis balls coming in and I didn't know which one to hit. Because of the cerebral palsy, doing sports was always difficult. Running was always kind of an avenue that I went down. So I ran cross country in high school, and then I started running cross country my freshman year of college, but decided to focus on academics instead of running. So focused obviously on school since I was going to school for engineering. I went to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, and that school really changed the way I approached life. And as corny as this is going to be, meeting my wife really changed me for the better, because I was not a good student, and seeing how hard she worked definitely, inspired me to do better. I went for a victory lap. I did 5 years at Rose-Hulman, and it was my 5th year that I did bodybuilding while taking 20 credits, which was horrible. My freshman RA got a bunch of us into lifting, and so we just were hitting arms pretty much every other day. I really took off and then competed in my first bodybuilding competition my senior year, and I did it naturally, yeah. And it was a 10-week prep. I'd be going to classes, and I would go break period. I would go into 45 minutes of cardio, just sprinting up the stairs. I'd come back to class sweaty. I felt really bad, and then I would be eating just bland tilapia in the back of my classroom and asparagus. I don't know how people tolerated me, but it's cool because a lot of the people there actually were really supportive and really wanted to make sure that I was staying locked in, so that was nice. With my cerebral palsy, my wrist strength is just abysmal. So when I was lifting in college, I would try to train my grip strength, but it didn't really matter because of cerebral palsy. I could train them to get stronger, but it didn't really affect the fine motor skills. They were strong, but they still couldn't really function properly. So I really had to heavily rely on wrist straps and wrist straps. Kind of got made fun of a little bit because I'd be barbell rowing 135 pounds with a wrist strap on. Even still now, it's taken me a little bit to get really, comfortable with cerebral palsy, because being the way I am, you don't necessarily see it day to day or, from the outside perspective. So people coming into the gym would look at me with straps on for really lightweight, and subconsciously in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, they're judging me for doing this, and they probably didn't even notice or didn't even care, but that's something that I've had to deal with, and that was probably the biggest struggle, is just almost accepting myself with the cerebral palsy to allow myself to be able to progress properly.
What's up, everyone? This is Christian Duke at the 2023 NGA River City Classic. I'm here with
Matt Hughes.
And Matt, got some good hardware down there.
Yes, sir.
How'd you do today?
Did all right, I think.
2018 to 2025. 10 total shows, I think. You know, in the back of my mind, there's always been that, do I want to hop on? Do I want to push a little bit harder and become, you know, go IFBB? But I decided, you know, I'm 30, I'm already past, like, there are 16, 17-year-olds just blasting gear, no offense, you know, but like, I would have to blast in order to get up that, you know, to be big enough to actually be competitive.
Most people pick one goal, either performance or aesthetics. I picked both, a bodybuilding show and a marathon, 4 weeks apart, injured, unfortunately.
So I knew that I wanted to do something a little bit more extreme during this prep because for me, I had already won overalls naturally in classic physique. And so I was like, I want to do something, I want to push myself. So when I started running and I was like, okay, I want to have fun with this and I want to push myself. I decided that during my next prep, I'm going to run a marathon before or after, but I want to run a marathon within a month of getting on stage. I didn't know exactly how I was going to go about it, but I talked to my coach and he just was like, I mean, it sounds stupid, but that's who I am. So he knew that it was going to be a challenge and I knew it was going to be a challenge, but I got to kind of going back to why I also decided to stop bodybuilding. I was just kind of getting, honestly, kind of bored. And I was like, it's the same thing. I go in, I eat, I lift, I train, I do cardio, I come home, do the same thing, rinse and repeat. And I really just wanted to try to see what I could do to push myself. And you know, this is it could be up in the air. Some people might disagree with me, but I feel like bodybuilding is a fairly selfish sport because especially for my wife, Kristen, you know, there were times that I got down to 900 calories where 900 calories during the summer, I need to be, you know, mowing the lawn and I can barely get out of bed. We'd be eating my meals. It's on my schedule. She never really complained about it, but I just know that if I was on the other end of it, it's a lot. And, you know, she luckily had been with me through all those preps. And I just feel like it was time for me to do something that was less selfish and move on. So I started running kind of summer of 2024 just to see. I hit 30 and I was like, what do 30-year-olds do? They hit 30 and they run a marathon and they start running. I'm like, all right, well, I'm 30 now and that's kind of where I'm at, so I might as well do this. And I ran all the way until like October and then I stopped November, December because it was cold. And then prep for bodybuilding started in January. And so I started running outside and running again January 1st. And now obviously right now there's all this like hybrid training people right now out there that they are doing that. And so it's more normalized, but it's still very counterintuitive. Obviously you're going to do cardio when you're doing bodybuilding prep, but I was doing, you know, stairs the years before. Low impact, primarily zone 2 sort of stuff. You know, I'd be on the Stairmaster anywhere from 45 minutes to 90 minutes. And I could watch TV, I could be on my phone, I could enjoy myself. Running, on the other hand, it's taxing. It takes a lot out of you. It's constant impact. And especially starting at January 1st, I was 190 pounds. Like, that hurt. Every step hurt.
All right, Tom, how you feeling?
Well, went for a little 3-mile run today. Had to cut it short because my right calf is sore. I'm feeling tight. Probably a little dehydrated from the flight and just all in all, just kind of, you know, not being on a normal routine. Right calf is sore, my left hip, my left foot, and my left knee hurt. Something in my back is all messed up. So we're surviving.
When's the marathon?
In 2 days. We are 2 days out.
Insane.
Going straight into marathon prep, I'm, you know, constantly fighting foot, knee, hip, calf pain. Usually during prep, I managed to injure myself, nothing major. And so I kind of injured my shoulder a little bit during prep, but it was nothing serious. And then I injured myself on a 17-mile run on the treadmill. Then I had to go 3 weeks of Stairmaster, where I then did a simulation for a long run, 3.5 hours on the Stairmaster without any music, which was miserable. Then I did 4 weeks to kind of get back into running. And then on June 1st, I ran the marathon on the track in the middle of the summer. Again, 17 miles was the longest I had ever gone, so 9-mile PR. Did that, had to walk part of it because everything started falling apart. Then we had 4 weeks, less than 4 weeks, so then June 28th, I competed in Minneapolis. Did not perform as well as I wanted to, but I also kind of knew that it was going to be rough just coming off of that. Had to get down to 900 calories, and then we had, I think, July 18th or 19th was the second show where I won my class for Classic and then did not win the overall, but it was a pretty fun battle. So fully focused on CIM July 20th, the day after the show. I ran 7 miles the day after my bodybuilding show. I was carved up, I felt great, I just wanted to rip it. The other issue though was I tried to increase my mileage a lot faster than you should be going. I was at 25 miles a week, then I went 26, and I think I went then 51, 50 miles, 85, and then I hit 100 miles all within like a 7-week span. But I knew that if I wanted to be faster for this marathon for CIM, that I needed to increase my mileage, and I had to do that relatively quickly because I only had a 6-month time frame. First 100 mile a week was rough because I started that Monday with 20 miles. So the rest of my week was just miserable. Did I need to run 100 miles? No, but again, it was one of those things mentally that I was like, if I can run 100 miles, I know that I can train and I know I can push myself. The double thresholds were miserable because I was for a while doing 2 double threshold trainings a week. So I would do a double threshold or a track workout on Tuesday and a double threshold on Thursday. And the other issue was that I was still training in the gym. So I'd be doing usually Tuesdays were a threshold in the morning on the treadmill, and then Tuesday at nights or track workouts, but then I would also do a push day. And then on Thursdays was a threshold in the morning, leg day, then a threshold at night. And Thursdays, I dreaded, absolutely dreaded. And now I could have taken leg days easier, but I didn't. You know, 6 plate reverse band hack squats, 315 Bulgarian split squats. That was just pride. That was pure ego. That was dumb, 100% dumb. But I've worked so hard to put on the little bit of muscle mass that I have that I didn't want to lose it, even with the marathon training. And I really wanted to see, again, what am I capable of? And I feel like I'm finding my upper limit, unfortunately, which sucks because I feel like mentally I have so much more to give, but my body just does not want to stay with me anymore.
Prepping out of your house, you know, you had your wife along with you the whole ride through. How did she support you through this process?
She's everything, dude. She like, I'm gonna get a.
It's okay. Through a bodybuilding prep, right into a marathon prep.
Honestly, I couldn't do it without her. So. Honestly, I couldn't do it without her. She supported me 100% through and through. She picks up the slack when I couldn't. Oh, God, she's gonna love this. I knew this. I was like, if you ask me a question about her, I'm not gonna be able to keep it together. I mean, she supports me 100%. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to stop bodybuilding, because again, I felt like it was so selfish of me to constantly have her life be dictated with what I do. Now, running isn't much better because I'm gone for morning session, lifting session, PM session. But the benefit is we can eat whatever we want, and she doesn't have to be. A lot of times she felt guilty if she would like go out and have Chipotle during prep. I didn't care because I was like, I'm doing prep, not you. But I know that she would feel selfish, and it's like, but that's who she is. You know, we're a team, man. So she's my best friend. You know, like this sucks, dude. I can't make it through this stupid interview.
She paced you for your first marathon.
She did for part of the last couple miles because I could barely walk. I was like limping with a straight leg, and she came out for a couple laps and just walked with me, which honestly, I think I was on like mile 24, and I was just like, I can't do it. I just looked at her, I was like, I can't. And she was like, you have 2 more miles. That's it, 2 more miles. Like, you've made it so far. And one thing that she always asked me, if I stop now, would I forgive myself later? Because she knows who I am. And it's like, no, I wouldn't, but I hate you for saying that, but you're also right.
26.31 miles, 8:30 average, 3:43.48. My body hurts. Ow, that hurt. Originally was going to try to go sub 3:30. Had a good pace until about mile 20 when my whole body started cramping up. Wasn't great, but I'll take it. Onward.
You know, and she knows me so well because I was talking with her about this. I'm like, I don't think I can do another race after this. I think I'm done. I had a moment that I just crashed out. I was like, I am done with fitness. I can't do this. She dead ass looks me in the eye and goes, I give it 2 weeks. It's like I don't know what you want from me, man. 2 weeks. I think it's gonna be at least 3.
We are at the expo for CIM, for California International Marathon, and I can barely walk right now because my right calf is really in pain. So it's all fun and games, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So to kind of preface this, Matt flew all the way from Ohio. He was like, "Hi, I'm gonna do sub 250, do all this stuff." Hey, you know what? He's here, and we're gonna run it. It is absurdly cold for Sacramento right now. It should not have been this. It's December, but it was not this cold 2 weeks ago. It's gonna be you.
it's gonna be me somewhere in there, and
You might be the next picture boy on that.
no, I'm gonna be like way back there.
Maybe I'll do a marathon one year.
Is this your first time doing CIM?
This is my first time doing a marathon,
Oh wow, look at
so
you.
so yes.
It's men's medium. Okay, well welcome to Sacramento.
Thank you, thank you.
Do you have a goal?
It was sub
Yeah, what's that
310,
goal? What's the goal?
310, 315. Let's do 315 today. With this calf injury, it's gonna be interesting though. So
Hey. Wow.
1740.
Let's go, baby. That's how many minutes it's gonna take you per mile. Oh God, I can feel that. It's all right. You're doing just fine. Just keep breathing, okay? That's the important part.
Good God.
How's it feel?
It's,
Oh my God. It's a good kind of hurt or a bad kind of hurt?
yes.
Yeah. I think the answer is yes.
That's what we like to hear, right?
That hurt. That hurt. That felt. But I needed it though.
It's amazing.
I knew that this is what I wanted to do, that this is what I said I was going to do. So all I could think about was, you said that you're going to start this. You need to finish this. You need to finish this. And obviously, for those that know a little bit about me and have seen the Be Active stuff, you know, I have been saying average is a choice. Average is a choice isn't necessarily saying like, oh, I'm trying to be an elite person, but with my cerebral palsy and with, you know, ADHD, my goal is to not allow myself to become average in just as many ways as I can, even if it's, you know, getting up earlier or trying to just be a better person. The whole average is a choice is just for my own mindset and for other people that, you know, hey, I can just go home right now and sit on the couch, crack open a case of something and put my feet up and watch TV until I fall asleep. Or, you know, I can spend an hour in the gym. You spend an hour in the gym, you spend an hour going to go run, that's your average might have been just sitting on the couch all night. Now you're improving yourself that little bit better. It's the whole 1% better mentality.
It's 6:55 a.m. I know your nerves right now. You're probably thinking to yourself, I fucking wasted my time. I did 6 months to fail, but hey dude, you're here and you're doing it. So it doesn't matter if you feel like you can't do it, you're already pushing past the 99% of people who in your position would have stopped. So I'm excited for you, bro. I'm proud of you. Don't feel down on yourself.
Matt is absolutely sending it, beating the expectations. Thought he's gonna be running like a 10-minute pace maybe. He's ripping 7:30 right now.
This is gonna sound bad, and I apologize for people that definitely don't have this kind of mindset, but I was Googling, when I was trying to figure out how fast I wanted to run a marathon, I Googled, what is the average time for my age at a marathon? And when I was typing it in, I was like, fuck that, I don't wanna be average. I don't want to be average. What's the point of being average? And I know a lot of people will say that the average person doesn't run a marathon, but I was comparing myself to the people that run the marathon. You know, I really looked at that as I was typing it in at what is the average marathon pace, and I was like, I don't want to be average. So I ended up Googling it just to see what the average time was to make sure that I could be faster than that. I think the average was like a 3:30. Hopefully with this calf injury, we can push past that. But so that's where that came from. I know that that sounds bad. Wasn't really my intention, but I just was like, fuck it. I don't want to be average. I want to be better. I needed that, I think, a little bit when I first started running to really push myself, because obviously also most bodybuilders don't win their class. Most bodybuilders don't run. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm telling myself that I'm going to run this marathon. I'm telling myself that I'm going to compete. I have to remind myself that this is what I'm going to do. And for me, a lot of the times I want to be in the moment when I'm doing some things like this. So for me, on the treadmill, running, staring at average as a choice, helped me remind myself, this is what I'm here for. I'm not here to watch TV. I'm not here to play video games. I'm not here to, mess around. I'm here to race. I'm here to run. I'm here to work, and I'm here to win. Biggest challenge was setting my unrealistic standards and my unrealistic goals and nailing it. I was like, I want to run a sub 250. I want to run a sub 250. And everyone was like, it's really hard. It's really, really difficult. And I knew that it was going to be. I would rather say that I want to try to run a sub 250 and run a 310 than say I'm going to run a 330 and then run a 345 because, oh, I didn't make it to my actual goal. And a lot of times I feel like, sometimes I've even slipped into this where I set a fairly easy goal, realistic goal, and if I come short of it, it's like, oh, I'm like 99% there. Like, I'm pretty happy with that. It's, when you're lifting and you have 10 reps and like reps 8, 9 are hard and reps 10 are hard. But if you would have said that you're going for 12, you probably would have hit 10 pretty easily. It's just that one of those mental things. So for me, I was like, I'm gonna set this really high standard for myself and I'm just gonna push. Now the problem was when I was pushing myself that hard, I was, running through injuries. I was trying to go sub 250 with zero experience. That was probably the hardest part, my unrealistic standards. Once you allow yourself to stop doing what you say you're gonna do and to break promises that you've made to yourself, it's really hard for me to trust myself again. Like if I'm gonna say that I'm gonna do something, now sure, I said that I was gonna go sub 250, that mistake there. But ultimately, I said I was gonna run CIM. I'm gonna run it. If I DNF because my calf, I DNF, but I'm not going to travel all the way out here, do all this, and not try. It's unfair for other people that wanted the opportunity, that wish they had the opportunity, people that might be in crutches or in wheelchairs that would kill to be able to run. First off, I said I was gonna graduate with my engineering degree from Rose-Hulman. It took me an extra year, but I did it. So then I did my bodybuilding show, 20 credits. Didn't win, ended up in the ER actually, with kidney failure during peak week. Still got on stage, I took like 12th out of 20. So it wasn't great, but I still managed to beat people. And then with this, I said I was gonna run the marathon and compete. I did that. And then I said I was gonna run CIM. There are days still that I'll sit in the house for 3 hours before I go for my run. And the final deciding factor was, fuck it, I said I was gonna do this, I gotta do this. But if my goal was a 330, even with this injured calf, I could probably run a 330. I ran a 343 injured during bodybuilding prep. So I knew that it was gonna be a really, really hard goal, but it was one of those high risk, high reward sort of things that I knew that I would have to train for it and I would have to push myself. And for me, obviously there are a lot of people out there that can run sub 250. There's a lot of faster people out there. So it's not even like I was doing this for praise. Oh, you're so fast. No, for me, it was, I wanted to prove to myself that I could train and that I was going to continue training and not give up on something.
How are you doing?
I'm at 16.2.
Okay.
I'm at 16.2.
Let's fucking go, Matt. You got this shit.
I'm just trying to cruise like an 8 minute right now just to keep my calf from exploding.
Woo! Let's go!
Thank you.
Let's go, Matt!
With having cerebral palsy, when I was younger, my parents put me through tons of physical therapy. And I'm at a point, obviously, that I can run, I can lift, I can do majority of things that people without a disability can. So for me, it's always been, there are other people that have the same disability as me that didn't have the luxury to get the physical therapy, that didn't have the luxury to do what I am able to do. It would be selfish of me not to apply myself. to push myself as hard as I can to really set a standard for myself that, hey, just because I have a disability doesn't mean I can't do something. And so for me, when I was a baby, my parents got a scan of my brain and the doctor said that I should be wheelchair bound. So I guess it's really looking back to younger me and hoping that he's proud, you know. I want people to know that even though some of this stuff can be very serious and very challenging, that you can still enjoy it, and you can enjoy life. Obviously with my 360 stuff, the gym doesn't have to be all broody and serious and 100%, you know, locked in and super focused. I really want people to know that, you know, disability or not, you can have a very cool, balanced fitness life in terms of goals, in terms of what you're trying to accomplish. So ultimately, that's why I do this. Not in it for the money. I really just enjoy trying to help people, inspire, make people, make people smile, and let them know that, hey, the world, it can be scary, but it doesn't have to be.
I finished, can't complain. Honestly, mile 1 through about 17, my calf felt like it was gonna explode. And then I set into a pretty nice pace. I slowed down to like an 8:10, 8:05, something like that. And then I kind of let the inflammation just kind of like settle. I settled into like 140-ish beats per minute. And then I hit I talked to Chris and I actually like 5, 6 total miles, something like that. Just talking to her on the phone, kind of like get my mind off the stuff, kind of slow down the pace. And then last 5 miles, I sent it. Kind of tried going 7 to 6 something, and then last half mile, I felt like my whole entire body was going to explode. But it was the end, so I had to finish off strong. I had to make sure that you guys couldn't film me at the end in pain, because I was like in excruciating pain. So I just wanted to make sure I finished it so you guys didn't see it, so that I can be like, yeah, I'm like, all right. But I think, I don't know, one of the miles you guys I was running past you and I did not feel like I was doing. I called Kristen at like mile 14 and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this. Like, I don't know if my body can handle this. And like my right foot to my right hip just like numb right now, which is kind of good, but I'm like getting pins and needles in my toes, so we need to figure out where Paul is so I can get like some warmer clothes on because I'm a little chilly now.
All right, Matt.
Yeah.
You just finished CIM. You've crossed the finish line. Now, an official marathon runner, you've completed a sanctioned event. What's the message that you'd like to give to yourself?
You could have gone faster, and you know it. No, I don't know. I don't really do it for a sense of accomplishment. I just do it just to do it. So it's weird because I don't really have anything to say. It's just,
it's done.
You did the work. What's next? I mean, I wouldn't be here without Paul and Be Active and you. I mean, you guys have helped me out so much in the past couple years. I mean, from the first time that I was out here in 2023 in November, from Paul walking around with his DJI Pocket, It's been a lot of fun to grow because I've seen you guys grow, and it's really hard to not want to grow when you're not, when you're like, I think that's one of the biggest things that people don't realize, that the people that you surround yourself with really, really matter. My dad always said that you shouldn't be the smartest person in the room because if you are, you're in the wrong room. And I really always try to put myself in a situation where I was never the best or the smartest. Spending my life with Kristen, obviously she excels in everything that she does, so it makes me want to be better. Watching you grow the center into what it is now has been insane. Watching Paul grow Be Active into what it's growing into has been awesome to watch. So, I think ultimately surround yourself with people that will make you become a better person. And if you have a disability or if you don't let other people dictate what you're capable of. Write your own story.